Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibbitz. It's Mary, and I'm here with this week's edition of 90 Days and 900 Seconds, Happily Ever After, Tell-All Part 2. Now, if you guys didn't check out last week's edition of 90 Days and 900 Seconds, you missed a really great episode. Not only did I have Brianna joining me, which is always fantastic when I have Brianna joining me, we had Kelly. That's right, Kelly Brown from Pillow Talk. Yes, Kelly came off the couch from Pillow Talk and joined us. So you need to check it out if you haven't already. And this week, part 2 was another Hot Mess Express. And I'm going to sum it up for you in 900 seconds so you don't have to watch the whole 2 hours. Okay, so here we go. 900 seconds on the timer. And when we left off last week, Rose was joining us remotely from the Philippines, and Sean had just asked her the $1,000,000 question. Has Ed been in touch with you recently? And of course, the answer was yes. So Sean had the screenshot, and the screenshot was pulled up. And for whatever reason, instead of having it pulled up on the big screen for all of us to be able to see, Liz walked over to the camera and read it from the camera. She was like crouched down on stage in her dress, and she's like reading it from the camera. And it was like really weird. Why didn't they just blow it up on the big screen so we could all see it? But anyway, she reads the text, and Ed is basically asking Rose if she's available for him to come to the Philippines and visit her. Hey, why not? Him and Liz have broken up for like what, 48 hours? Why wouldn't he hit up his ex-fiance and ask her to, if she's available for him to visit? Doesn't that make sense? But for whatever reason, Ed was mad that Liz was upset that he was in contact with his ex and the whole dating app thing. So Ed was pissed off, upset. He went through all the emotions. He went through not being able to speak English, short-term amnesia, gaslighting, tears, looking like he had gas. He had all the emotions. And when none of it worked, he turned to Liz and said, "Give me my ring back." Can you believe the bastard did that? Okay, he got caught. Not only did he get caught communicating with his ex-fiance, he got caught lying about it, turns around, instead of apologizing, accepting responsibility. No, give me my ring back. Even Kim said, "You're a fucking dick." Kim was like, "Whoa, you're a fucking dick." So that's how their segment ended on stage. Okay, let's move on. Queen Angela decides that she's going to return. She's been under a lot of pressure. She's outside with her friend Jen. Jen is giving her water like she's a baby. She spits out the water because she doesn't like water. She decides she's going to make her grand entrance. So she comes in and she's like, "Oh, Sean, I've been under so much pressure for the past 6 months, but when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I will apologize when I'm wrong. So I'm here. I'm gracing all you guys with my presence. And let's get on with how Michael broke my heart." And the thing that's really pissing me off is how now they're switching up the narrative. Michael is the horrible person because Michael had nerve to communicate with a fan from America in his DM. And yes, Michael told this woman he loved her. And yes, this voice note of Michael saying, "I'm going to send you money. Don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. I love you." Okay. Yes, he's a married man. He shouldn't be telling another woman he loves her. Okay. But what's pissing me off, Sean, the other cast members, Seems like everyone has magically forgotten what the fuck Angela has done to this man for the past 4 years. Not justifying cheating, but no one confronted Angela on her behavior this season. And since we're talking about social media cheating, since Michael never met this woman in person, doesn't Angela tell Billy she loves him? Didn't Angela admit that she had a crush on Billy? But that's okay. A social media crush for Angela is okay. You know something? Whatever the fuck, I'm tired. I'm so tired of this. So basically, they're switching the narrative. Michael is the horrible bad guy that cheated on poor Angela, broke Mima's heart. Mima doesn't know what she's going to do. The visa's going to come through soon. Michael just kept saying, "Don't worry, Angie. Don't worry, Angie. Don't worry. It's okay." No, I'm sorry. It's okay, Angie. It's okay, Angie. It's okay, Angie. That was his response to everything. It's okay, Angie. And, Kim called him out on it. Kim was like, no, it's not okay. Usman said, no, it's not okay. You say, I'm sorry. Not that, it's okay. And Angela didn't even acknowledge that Usman was standing up for her. I just want to point that out. And that moment, Usman was telling Michael that he was wrong and he needed to man up. And Angela didn't even say, you know something, Usman, thank you for telling him that as his fellow countryman or something like that. No, Angela doesn't give a fuck. So he broke Mima's heart. That's what we're supposed to go with now. That's the new narrative. Michael's a horrible guy. And that's what I have to say to that. So now on to the next on stage segment. Andrei and Libby. That's all I have to say about these two. Is a deep sigh. A deep sigh from like my gut. Okay, because first of all, fucking Libby sang Mary Had a Little Lamb. They are going to keep pushing this nursery rhyme singing career because now that she had this second baby, she needs this additional income or something. I don't know, because the OnlyFans didn't work out. I don't know, but she sang Mary Had a Little Lamb. I was like, oh my God, why the hell is she singing? But it's anyway. So Charlie and Becky joined them on stage, and there was a lot of bros, there was a lot of F-bombs. Becky's shirt barely kept her breasts in. I was expecting one of her boobs to fall out every time she turned or like moved her arm or talked or breathed or whatever. So I mean, it was just a fucking hot mess expressed there. So basically, Sean was, addressing the whole immigration issue and what Andre think happened. And Charlie was like, listen, bro, nobody gives a shit. Nobody calls immigration, whatever. And Andre and him are arguing, and Andre's like, oh, you sound like you have a dick in your mouth. You don't even have a car. They're like all these insults, bros, F-bombs being thrown back and forth. And then they bring out the attorney. The attorney joins remotely, and the attorney says anything from Andre's past could be considered, as a red flag in his application. Okay. It doesn't necessarily mean that somebody called, but, anything could be considered a red flag. All of Andre's life, from the moment he came out of his mother's womb, could be considered a red flag. Okay. So, but Andre insists that it's somebody from Libby's family. The lawyer reminds that if anybody places a false phone call to the federal government with false accusations, could face felony charges. Just to stick that in there in case you made that phone call, Charlie, you can face charges. Okay. So Charlie's sitting there like, bro, nobody made a phone call, but even if I did, who the fuck cares? Okay. And Andre's like, are you the bastard that called immigration on me? Bastard, bro, bastard, fuck. And that's all I heard was a bunch of fucks and bros. And at the end, basically, Libby admitted grudgingly that she still cares for her brother. No matter what Andre tries to do, she will always care for her brother. But right now, she's just, removing herself from the situation, from the toxicity. She is happy the way her life is right now. And it is what it is. And Andre's like, yes, yes. So that was basically the end of the on stage segments. Then off stage, we see Andre and Becky have a conversation. And, Becky's like, you have your way of dealing with my family, and I have my way. And I don't see why we can't just, agree to disagree and just live like adults, basically. So Andre's like, we'll talk. I think this was a good first step. They hug it out, and Andre's like, I seen that Becky softened a little towards the end of the segment, and we'll talk. So anyway, little spoiler from what I seen online, the whole family, including Charlie, spent Christmas together. Charlie and Andre were in the same house for Christmas, but anyway, so Andre goes off. They're like, Andre, you need to get downstairs right now. There is a cab waiting there for you with another cast member. You're going to ride back to the hotel. Guess who the other cast member is? Mima. So they're in the car. And let me tell you one thing. She's in a New York City cab because she's holding her cigarette, but she didn't light it up because that yellow cab driver would have kicked her ass out if she would have lit up that cigarette. So her and Andre are talking about how fucked up Michael is. Michael is so fucked up for doing this to her. Andre's like, telling another woman that you love her, it's one thing if you fuck her, but if you tell her that you love her, that's really fucked up. I didn't tell my wife that I loved her until like 6 months, and you're just gonna tell some random woman you love her, totally ignoring what Angela has done to him just this season alone. Let's not even talk about the past. Just this season alone. No. And Michael's the fucked up person. They all get back to the hotel. There's another cab that has Shida, Liz, and Kimberly. And Liz is like, I'm shell shocked. It's just like hitting me now. What's going on? All the emotions are going to hit me. I can't believe this happened. I can't believe, Ed did this. So Shida tells Liz, girl, I want to tell you something. And I'm not just telling you this to hype you up, but you are a beautiful girl. You have beautiful skin. You have beautiful feet. You have beautiful toes. And I'm like, okay, I get the whole hype up thing, but I guess I really don't look at people's feet that I would be like, oh, you have beautiful toes. Your toes are so well manicured, girl. You are beautiful. Your toes are so well manicured. I don't know. I just thought that was a weird compliment. So, but Shy, I give it to you for trying to be a hype girl. So then they get back to the hotel or whatever, and so there are, there's food and there's drinks, and Ed is like, I'm sorry, can we go upstairs? Can we talk? So Ed and Liz are talking, and basically Ed tells Liz that he's upset because he felt like that Liz should have had his back. The moment that he was caught lying about communicating with Rose and all of the other cast members pounced on him, Liz should have had his back. But instead, Liz threw him to the wolves. And that's why he did what he did and asked for the ring back. Are you fucking kidding me? Then he said that he felt like that she was just putting on a production. That she was just acting. I mean, we all know that they're both acting. But hey, Do not call her out when you're doing the same thing. Liz is like, are you fucking kidding me? So she gets up and she walks away. So now, mind you, in another room, we have Jovi and Andrei. Okay. Outside, we have Shy, Kim, I don't even Yara. Yara was out there. So Liz goes out there. She sits down and she's like, his apology also included by saying that he thought that I was putting on a production, that I was acting. And Yara's like, I can't even talk about him anymore. He makes me sick. And Yara gets up and walks away. So Jovi and Andrei are inside, and they are talking about how they may disagree on a lot of things. But one thing that they can agree on is that, in Andrei's words, little Ed is a piece of shit. That he talks to women like they're pieces of shit, and Ed is a piece of shit. Okay, I'm almost at the end. Ed is a piece of shit. So they both agree that they would never speak to their wives that way. I mean, Andrei, questionable. But Jovi, he would never speak to Yara that way because Yara would smack him in the mouth probably and knock out half of his teeth. But that's another story. But the two of them agree that Big Ed or Little Ed is a piece of shit. So Liz comes into the room and Andrei's like, I just wanted to let you know that we were talking about you. And Jovi was like, yeah, the way Ed spoke to you really, upset me. He shouldn't be speaking to women that way. And that's why I stood up for you. And, Liz is like, I just love him so much and he keeps doing this. And Jovi's like, this is not a really healthy relationship. You guys are breaking up every 2 weeks and whatever. So, of course, Ed comes into the room. So, and of course, Ed and Liz get into another argument because Ed says that Liz is acting again, acting like a prima donna, just acting out. But you know something, Ed? You were busted for lying. You lied straight to her face. Me no speaking English. Short-term amnesia. I mean, you were trying to pull every trick out of the book. Of course, she got mad and sat back and let the wolves attack you. What did you expect her to do? Stand by my man? Are you fucking kidding me? So anyway, Liz walks away because she's like, fuck you. You're a piece of shit. And anyway, you're such a weakling. I have to carry your bags to the airport. So peace out. She walks out, leaving Ed in the room with Jovi and Andrei. And Jovi's like, you're a real piece of shit. You know that? The way you talk to women really pissed me off. And Ed's like, are you fucking kidding me? You're the one that's, always wanting to go to strip clubs. And you're talking to me about talking to women and respecting women. Shut the fuck up. And that is basically the way it ended. So next week, we get into Shida and Bilal. And now suddenly it looks like Shy doesn't want to have a baby now. I wonder why. And we have Jenny and Sumit, who has been sitting back watching this whole thing. I swear, Sumit has like virtual popcorn. His facial expressions are priceless during some of these segments. He's just sitting there like, I mean, his face is priceless. Somebody needs to get him a bag of popcorn. So they're under the hot, they're on the hot seat next week, and we'll see what else happens. We'll see who gets into a fight. I don't know. Drop me a comment and let me know what you think about this new format. And please subscribe if you don't already. Hit the like button. Please share with a friend. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye.